Welcome to the Explainer. So, if you've ever ended a long workday feeling like you've literally got a heavy weight resting entirely on one side of your neck, well, you are definitely in the right place. Today, we're going to unpack some official, science-backed guidance from OSHA, that's the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, and the Mayo Clinic. We're looking specifically at the workstation habits that are, in all likelihood, causing your shoulder pain right now. And, more importantly, how to actually fix them. We're going to transform that desk setup from a source of daily strain into a space of comfort. Let's get right into it.
Okay, let's dive into this. Right off the bat, I want you to do a quick physical assessment of your body right at this exact moment. Just take a breath and pay attention to your dominant arm. You know, the one you usually use for your computer mouse. Is that shoulder currently creeping up toward your ear? Does it feel, kind of tighter or higher than your other shoulder? It's incredibly common to experience this persistent, burning ache after doing something as seemingly harmless as sending an email or scrolling through a document. I mean, it feels like a massive injury, right? But the trigger is actually microscopic. It's all about how your body interacts with your tools. So to understand how to fix this, let's define exactly what we're talking about when we say the word ergonomics. Basically, ergonomics is the applied science of designing a workspace to maximize efficiency while minimizing physical strain and shoulder pain. And hey, it's not just about going out and buying some expensive, fancy chair. It's really about the geometry of your body in relation to the things you touch most often, like adjusting your mouse and your keyboard. Throughout this explainer, we're going to use official guidelines to help you instantly validate your current setup and fix your physical discomfort, literally starting right now.
Let's look at part 1, the hidden desk hazard.
When we think of shoulder pain, we usually just assume, oh, I slept on it wrong, or maybe lifted something a bit too heavy over the weekend. But often, the actual root cause of that deep, nagging ache in your upper back and shoulder starts right at your fingertips. The subtle, continuous movements of your hand completely dictate the tension in your entire arm and shoulder complex. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sharp visual contrast between two completely different ways of existing at your desk. Over on the left, we've got the strain setup. This happens when you're reaching forward for the mouse. When your arm is extended away from your body like that, your shoulder muscles actually have to contract just to hold the weight of their arm up against gravity. After a few minutes, sure, no problem. But after 8 hours, that is massive, elevated shoulder strain. Then, on the right, we see the neutral setup that experts actually recommend. Notice how the elbows are resting comfortably close to the body, which allows the shoulders to completely drop and relax. The difference between pain and comfort is literally just a few inches of reaching.
Moving on to section 2, fixing your mouse setup.
Okay, here is your actionable 3-step OSHA checklist. And honestly, I want you to physically perform this right now while you're listening to this explainer. Step 1, stop reaching. Just take your hand off the mouse for a second and let your arm hang loose. Step 2, bring the mouse physically closer to your keyboard. It really shouldn't be stranded way off on the corner of your desk somewhere. And step 3, as you place your hand back on the mouse, make sure your elbow is resting closely by your side, ideally at a 90-degree angle. If your elbow is flaring out or if you're reaching forward, your mouse is simply too far away. Just pull it in. Let the desk or the armrest do the work of supporting your arm, not your neck and shoulder muscles.
All right, part 3, perfecting keyboard ergonomics. So fixing the mouse is a fantastic start for sure, but it's really only half the equation. We've got to address the other primary tool you use all day long. The core philosophy of the Mayo Clinic's guidance here is crystal clear. Proper keyboard setup requires positioning to ensure your shoulders remain completely relaxed while typing. Think about that for a second. If your keyboard is pushed too far back on your desk, you're just recreating that exact same reaching strain we literally just fixed with the mouse. Or if your keyboard is too high, you're forcing your body to actively shrug your shoulders upward just to get your fingers over the keys. You want your keyboard positioned so that your wrists are straight, your hands are at or maybe slightly below elbow level, and your shoulders are down, entirely relaxed, not holding any tension whatsoever.
And finally, section 4, when to seek medical help.
Up until now, we've really been focusing on environmental desk issues, pain caused by posture and layout. But there are times when an ache is no longer just an ergonomic issue. You absolutely must know how to recognize these specific red flag symptoms outlined by the Mayo Clinic. So the crucial point is this. If you experience sudden, severe shoulder pain or an absolute inability to use the arm or lift it away from your body, that is a major medical red flag. Furthermore, if you notice any joint deformity where the shoulder looks visibly out of place, or if your pain is accompanied by localized swelling or redness, you need to stop adjusting your desk right away and call a doctor. These symptoms indicate that you're dealing with something far more serious than a bad mouse habit, things like a tear, a dislocation, or an infection, and they require proper medical care. To wrap up our explainer today, I want to leave you with a final thought to really chew on. Where is your mouse hand right now? Has it somehow drifted back out away from your body while you're watching? The journey from ouch to awe isn't just a one-time fix. It actually requires building entirely new, mindful habits based on these guidelines from OSHA and the Mayo Clinic. Bring that mouse in close, relax those shoulders, keep those elbows tucked. Small, deliberate adjustments to your ergonomics today can completely eliminate the shoulder pain of tomorrow. So, what are you going to adjust first?